Hey Ron, this is Eric with localservices.com, and today we're having a video about how to create a simple access database, kind of pulling all the things that we've learned in the past few videos and want to put it in here because we're going into reports and we just want to create a simple database that we're going to base our report on. So this is going to cover tables and queries, and we're going to skip forms because forms they can take a little bit of time. They're time consuming. And then we're going to go to reports in the next video. But I thought it was kind of neat to show you how to or to walk you through creating a database, a simple database. So first off, we're going to create three tables. tblEmployees, tblDepartments, and tblHR. So here we're going to just start by creating a table in Design View. So I recommend you use Design View. If you're not familiar, go back to like video 2 or 3 in the series. And I'm going to take out this because I don't want to see the property sheet right now. And the primary key here, we're going to create an employees table. So the first field is going to be called EMP-ID. And actually, my naming convention on this, we're going to put like what I do with some of these databases, and what I think is real helpful with yours, especially pulling it together with a query, is by prefixing it with the first three letters of the table, what the table is going to be called, and that table is going to be called EMP. So I'm going to call this EMP-ID, and it's just going to be a simple, like an alphanumeric string. So I'm going to leave that EMP FName, and that's going to be that, and then EMP LName. That way, the query, you could say what it came from the employees table. And then here we are, tblEmployees. Ooh, no wonder you can't have that. I got too many. And no primary key. Well, I don't want Access to assign a primary key to this because they're going to do the wrong one. So I'm going to say no. And then I'm going to do it myself. You click on, this is going to be our primary key, EMP-ID. Because if Access assigns it, it's going to assign an auto number. And I don't really want to do that because I want this to be my primary key. That way I know that if I can't add the same employee twice. And so I'm going to click on that field and the primary key. And here I go. Now in this, I'm going to have set up some information here. And my data is going to be, let's see, EMP, it's going to prefix with EMP dash, and then we have 33, and EMP. Here's my doing my copy and paste, and notice that when I press my down arrow, I get a message box, and that means it's doing its job. It's doing its job correctly. That's the beauty behind what Access will do for you. Here, EMP. Then again, I'm copying and pasting just to save time. We're just gonna have 4 employees, small shop. This could be John. This could be Susie. This is going to be Bill. This is going to be Kelly. And Kelly Smith. And Bill Riley. And Susie Q. Maybe that's good. Make it more meaningful. Thompson and John Kyle. He has two first names. Or I don't want to call that Kyle. Okay, good. And so now we're at Control W. I'm closing that out, and I'm going on and creating another table. Create table design view, and I'm going to say this is going to be my department table. So my department DPID, and this one is going to be just a plain auto number, because I don't mind if Access assigns it, and it looks for anything it can make unique, and auto number, it has to be unique, so it makes that the primary key. And department name, and a short text, and I've enabled that as tblDepartments. Okay, so great. And my department, so information services, marketing, say IT, information technology, marketing, and then we have, is that right? I don't know what this is, but they would say they're part of the RS department and part of HR. So these are all my departments inside of the company, my fictitious company, which I don't really know the name of it yet. But so we have employees, departments. We're just spinning up this simple database, and then want to pull it all together. Remember, I want like it's called a junction table, and we just want to pull in employees and departments, and also to keep track of, okay. We want to, in here, we want to see what their pay rate is, so we can add a field. Forgot to do that. So EMP, and then their pay rate. Because in the report, we're going to pull all this together, and we're going to say, okay, the number of hours they worked times their pay rate. So, and here we'll have the number, and it's going to be, if I press F6 or click down here in the properties area, long integer is not going to allow me to have any decimals. If I choose single, I can have a few decimals. If I have double, that's the idea. That's what I would choose typically. And actually, I'm probably going to choose that again. I think there's a there's a currency here too. That makes it, I gotta make this a currency. So, and this takes more space than the double. So that's why I don't choose that, but it's a small database. And here I could do a general number. I could have dollar signs and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead, and this person is going to make Bill Riley going to make $24 an hour. This lady is going to make 35. We're going to choose some arbitrary numbers here. And John Kyle, he makes 55. Why not? Okay. Now we're going to create and I keep right clicking here, choosing the one to create a table, and I'm not going to do that. So there's no magic behind right clicking here, because I made a mistake. Okay, next, HR, the HR table, HR. and then ID, and it's going to be order number, and HR employee ID, and it's going to be the same because we want to join these here at the table, so it's going to be a primary key from tblEmployees. Okay, and then HR department, and this would be short. Oh no, it's going to be numbered because we have to join it in. So it's going to be. This is really a note just to tell us where it's from, where that value is from. tblDepartments and HR hours, or let's say, yeah, hours. And then we're going to have a number here. And maybe they worked like a 0.5 or something, so we're actually going to make it a single. Because we may have we may have decimals in there. And then HR comment. And it's going to be short comments. We'll leave it at HR comment. And I always like to see when this data was entered, so I'm going to, so I can delete it if I need to. Date entered. It's kind of like a tracking item, and date, and I'm going to make it now. I'm going to have by default be now. Okay, tblHR. And the primary key is going to be assigned to guess HR ID. Yeah, you're right. Okay, and I think that's all. Oh, and I didn't tell y'all how to, because right now it's blank, okay? I did show y'all how to do lookups, okay? So when we choose our employee ID, rather than having the employees field table open and saying, which one should we choose from here, and then swap them back, flip-flop them back and forth between these two tables, we want to just show this particular field here, like a drop-down box. So if I click on Design View, I can go here to this Lookup tab, Display Control, and this has to do with the forms. But you could also put it into tables, and it'll transfer over to like forms, and yeah, it'll transfer over to forms and to queries and all that good stuff. So here we're going to make it a combo box, and we're going to query. We don't want it to be here are my choices: value list or field list. Table query, we're going to make it a query. We're going to query some values. Value lists are some things that you type in. You type in a few values, whereas a static list. Table query is a dynamic list. Value list is a static list. A field list is nice if you are trying to do some of a mapping table and you just want to say, okay, map this field to this field. And I've used a field list, and it comes in handy if you want to have the field list from a certain table. But this one is going to be a table query, and the row source here, if I click on the triple dots, is going to be from the tblEmployees. So here, notice it just looks very similar to the query builder. And then I want to bring in that and that. Okay, so so we have the value we want to store. Now look at this. I save the changes, yes. Okay, now look, I have a drop-down box. And I'll just see one column here, which is fine, but I can't see, okay, who does this belong to? I don't know. Well, if you change the columns, the column count is showing 1. That's why I only show 1 column. Well, I want to show 3 columns because there's 3 columns in my query here. And the column widths are going to be 1, 1, 1, because that equals to 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. It equals my column count. And my list width is going to be 3. Because this 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. So that's my total width. So it's simple math. And I'm going to save it so it didn't ask me again. Now I should see 3 columns. Yeah, I do. So Susie is the first one. And here is Bill. And here is John Kyle. Okay, that employee, now I have to do the same thing with the department. And here I have department and my lookup column. And here I'm going to, again, you can go ahead and follow along or leave it. If you're confused at this point, leave a comment below. And then we have a department ID, a department name, and bang. And save it and close. I do so I Control S, Control W keyboard combination. And it's going to be 2 columns. Column widths are going to be 1, and then we're going to have a 1 1 1, then make it 2. Save it, yes. Okay, now this person is going to be a part of the marketing, and this one. Oh, actually, we don't want to see this because it doesn't make any sense. Having 2 with, I don't know what 2 is. So we're going to hide the 2 and show marketing. Show this, the text right here in the right column. So that's a good thing to show you. Okay, now back down to here we have 2 columns. The column widths are going to be 0 because we want to hide the first column and show the second column. Hide the first column and show the second column. And always this list width is going to be a sum of these 2. Sum of the column widths is going to be the list width. I wouldn't advise you keep it at 1, or I wouldn't advise you to keep it at auto because auto will just mess it up. It won't be exact. So now I see marketing. I go, oh, they're not part of marketing. They're part of RS. And this one's a part of IT. And this one's a part of, see, who don't I have here? I don't have this person, Kelly Smith. And they are part of HR. So those are all my happy clients here. 12 hours. They were 40 hours. This person worked 15 hours. This person worked 30 hours. See, some of these are part-timers. And off part of the week. And here we have called in sick. And then congrats on the full week. So if you work in HR, you could have fun with the comments. And I think that's going to be all. Okay. That's going to be it. And so, here in our next video, because this one's getting longer, so we're going to start with a simple report and also a short query on this here table. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Leave a comment below if you do have any questions. And also, I'll put the database here that we just made at locumservices.com, and also I'm going to put a link to on the blog at locumservices.com. Thanks for your attention. Make sure if you got value from the video, click the like button and also subscribe to the channel for new videos. Bye bye.